Hello, I am your Kingdom Spiritual Transformational and Life Purpose Life Coach and Mentor Latricia Booker here with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered. Where we here, we get delivered and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose and power, and that is the truth of who God has created us to be. Kingdom people, we are. We are history makers. We are world changers. We are dream successors. We are wealth generators. We are manifestors. We are curse breakers. And we most definitely are transformers more than meets the eye. Yeah, kingdom people, we are. Kingdom people, thank you so very much for viewing my videos. Thank you for all the likes, subscribe, shares, for all your comments and feedbacks, for all your financial contributions to my channel, for all the seeds that you sow into me and my ministry. Kingdom people, thank you for everything you do here on Kingdom Business. Thank you, Kingdom people. Thank you. And so, Kingdom people, I am on location, and many of you already know what I'm here to do. And if you don't know, then now you know. I am here to drop this beat, this word, this message. Yeah. So, Kingdom people, I am the chain breaker, and you are chain breakers too, Kingdom people. Are y'all ready to break some chains? Let's go. So, Kingdom people, check it. Listen, they know you have the keys. Yeah, they know you have the keys. So, listen to this. Let me put y'all up on a little something. Holy Spirit had been talking to me about this. I want to say there is a certain individual, or there are certain individuals that I am aware of that insist on watching me. They insist on following me, trying to keep up with me, trying to see what I'm doing. Even though I'm no longer around, I choose to not have anything to do with them, clearly because of who and what they are. Kingdom people, it's like they won't let it go. So I had to tell God, he was just running stuff down to me about the plans and the plots that are happening right now to make an attempt to, in their mind, ease their way back into my life. Some of these people, kingdom people, ain't never really been in my life. They just know of me. I was just like in the vicinity of where they were, where they would see me and know that I was there, but I never actually had any kind of a friendship, relationship, any kind of ship with them. Not even it's complicated ship, situation ship. Nothing, kingdom people, nothing. So for some of them. So I had to ask God, I said, God, I'm no longer around. It's over. It's very clear. It's very clear that I don't want to have anything to do with them. And it's very clear that I will not have anything to do with them. However, they're still trying to come up with ways to get me to have something to do with them. And I'm like, but I won't. It'll never happen. Okay. Kingdom people, listen to this. This is what God told me. Because I said, why are they pressing the issue? Why not just let it go and move on? This is what God said to me about these particular ones. He said, they know you have the keys. I'm going to say that again, kingdom people. They know you have the keys. Kingdom people. I keep telling y'all got that juice. They want to drink some. They know you have the goods. You are anointed. You are God's elect. And I keep hearing my big brother like to say, we smart. Not smart, but smart. It's a way of saying not only are we smart, but we are spiritually smart. We got some a certain kind of swag that make us a certain kind of way where we're beyond the normal smart. And he calls it being smart. And so, kingdom people, we are smart. And they know it. And because we are anointed, we are kingdom people, we are smart, we got that juice, we got the goods, kingdom people, and they want some. What am I saying, kingdom people? They know you have the keys. They know you have the keys. Check this out. Let me go a little further. God was running down this to me too. That in all this whole communication going on with God and I, this dialogue at this particular time, he began to tell me they want the knowledge that you have, and they're trying to figure out how you got that knowledge. How do you know this? And when God said that to me, I said, because I learned it. and God said, how did he even went on to tell me that, they're like, how do I know this Bible like this? I said, because I read it. I study it. And this is the thing. I get revelation. God shows me things. And that's the same thing for you all, kingdom people. Going back to, I've been learning. The thing is, all throughout your life, aren't you learning and growing? You're supposed to be, regardless of what stage you're at in that and to what magnitude you're learning and growing in life. You got to be learning something throughout your life. And I'm speaking all the way from childhood on up. Yes, at some point in your life, you elevate your learning, especially in a spiritual manner, in this sense. But you're learning throughout your whole life. So what I told God is throughout my whole life, I've been learning. I've been paying attention. Yes, in my young adolescence or young adulthood, should I say, I amped up my learning, knowledge, and understanding of God in spiritual matters. But this is the thing. It was because I was attracted to it. I'm sure it had a lot to do with God putting that on me and imputing something in me, because God does impute things in us. But the thing is, we have to be the ones to take it on and follow through with whatever it is God is putting in us. And that does not mean that we always did things, I want to say the proper way, but I don't even want to say the right way, because I feel that as long as you're on the path that God has set for you, you're on the right path. In our earlier days, for many of us, when we were younger, we were behaving as a child, I want to say, as we were, because God hadn't yet moved us to mature spiritually, mature in Him. But where we were was where we were, and we were moving in Him for where we were. We were learning of Him for where we were. Yeah, some of us, it was somewhat out in the world, but for many of us, if you're kingdom people, or should I say chosen ones, but for many of my kingdom people, you always walk with God, even though throughout time and throughout your life, God had to keep leveling you up to walk with Him a little higher. But you are always on this path to some extent, always learning and growing. Now, maybe that doesn't apply to everybody, but even wherever you were learning and growing. So, my point in saying all that is to say that you're taking in information, you're understanding things, you're looking at things, and then for many of us, we're being on the path where, well, should I say it like this? We haven't always been out here, never been out here doing evil. Some may have been doing some things that were not so pleasing. We all have done things that are not the best pleasing to God. But when God corrects us and convicts us, we check ourselves. But there are some that may have been a little more out there, and they finally got to a point when they ready to turn it all around. That's awesome. That's great. Point is, you've been learning and you've been growing. You've been getting some understanding. You have some knowledge. You have some wisdom. Ultimately, I probably shouldn't say ultimately, because we ain't got to ultimately yet. But ultimately, for where we are now, you've gained something. You know a little something, something. You can teach a little something, something. You can help somebody else do and be and get a little something, something. Because you know, because you've been living your life all along, and you've been living it and learning in such a way to everything you've experienced and walked through, you've taken it on to help you for where you are right now. Ultimately, when you're moving, I keep saying ultimately, when you're moving in God, regardless of where you are, where you were, it doesn't matter. You're gaining. So what's happening here is you have keys now. You know how to unlock some doors. You know how to, I just heard unlock the door to heaven is what I just heard. But the thing is, going back to what I was saying, God was showing me this person or these people who are trying to understand how you know what you know. Kingdom people. And it's like this. Crack open a book or two or three or four or five or six or seven or eight or nine or 10 or 11 or 12. I'm just saying. It's not like this information is not out here. But if it's not something that you're attracted to and you're interested in and you're seeking out, you're not going to know it. If you're out here in the world only, and I just say only because, again, some of us have done our stuff, even though we were walking with God, we was seeing things in the world and had our little part to play in it too, until God said, come on now, it's time to level up. But the thing is, even in all that, you were learning. We were learning. Still, I can remember being back in my days doing what I did, and I did it well. But I was still learning and growing and walking with God. I was that chick that when we was kicking it and doing what we did, what we do, when we doing what we doing, I was that chick that would always be wanting to talk about God and be sitting there minister in the middle of whatever we was doing, so party, and I'm just gonna call it that, partying in the way that we partied. And but I was always that one that insisted on talking about God. People used to be like, you blowing my head. But that was me, and that's what they got with me. So I'm saying that to say, even when we were out there doing what we did, we were still with God. We were still learning. We were still growing. He was still impute things in us. And again, we did our part to learn, to grow. Like I said, it ain't even always got to be things of a spiritual nature. It can even be, go learn some science. Go take a class or two. Go to school. Educate yourself. Many of us, we have been to school. We have college degrees. We college educated and whatever else, have certifications and licenses. Many of us just like to learn. Many of us read a lot of books. Many of us listen to audio books. Many of us watch videos on YouTube and podcasts and all kind of stuff that are teaching us and elevating us and helping us to gain knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, along with whatever God is showing us and teaching us as well, along with whatever it is that we're experiencing in our own personal life. So walking through all these things does put you in a position where you hold some keys. You know how to get some things done because you done walked through some things, you done learned some things, you done elevated, and I'm literally hearing ascended. You're ascending and you have ascended. And so, yeah, kingdom people, you hold the key. You one that can go right to God and say, ask God to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and he'll do it for you. I've had people come to me and ask me for A, B, C, D, E, F, and I tell them to pray about it. Ask God. But they had this thing, these particular ones, where they knew God would give it to me. They knew God would do it for me. So they wanted me to be the one to advocate on their behalf, because you have the keys. People should be able to go to God for themselves, but kingdom people, everybody don't, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But what I will say is, everybody don't have a relationship with God like that to do that. So again, the question was, what this person in particular was confused about and wanted to know, how does this person know all this? How do they have all this knowledge? Because they learned it. Because they were open to it. Because it's what they're attracted to. And I'm speaking to you, kingdom people. I'm speaking to myself, kingdom people. It's what we into. So we learn of it. We learn these things. We seek out this knowledge and understanding. And sometimes it's just a mere thing of just being, like I keep saying, drawn to it, attracted to it. It's what's in us. It compels us to it, again, it compels us to it, and it's compelled to come to us, because sometimes we could be out here just minding our business and we come across some information, or we come across a concept or whatever it is, and then we might check it out, learn it, and now we know some new things. Now we've gained some more knowledge to incorporate with our present knowledge. We begin to expand and grow. Our consciousness expands, and we get heightened in our awareness and in our knowledge, and ultimately that's how we transcend and ascend. That's how we elevate. That's how we go higher, because you have the keys. You have the keys to do so. You have the keys to elevate. You have the keys to go higher. You have the keys to manifest. You have the keys to generate wealth. I said wealth. Whatever that is, maybe you have the keys to generate wealth. Maybe we just invented something. Because Kingdom people, we innovators too. We come up with new things. We ain't always doing what already has been done, but we come up with something else. But in this case, we're just learning. We're just learning, growing, receptive, open to what God is teaching us. We're open to what God is showing us. And again, we're interested in this. We're compelled to this knowledge and understanding and wisdom. Everybody ain't. Some people just out here, just whatever they doing, they just want to listen to rap music. No shade to rap music. I'm making a point here. We're not, no shades of all rap music, because some of it is demonic. Okay, it is what it is. But I'm making a point to say that some people, that's all they want to do is listen to rap music, get high, talk stuff about people, try to see who they can pull down, who they want to compete with, and they want to be on top, and anybody, and just on all kind of craziness. People out here, I'm finna say some stuff, Kingdom people, but it's what it is, and it's what's on my spirit. People are out here all having all kind of sex, and I'm not even just speaking of having sex one-on-one or casual sex, having sex with multiple people, which is a big no-no. Listen, been there, done that to some extent back in the days, but it's just not a good thing to be doing. But sometimes that's where people are. That's what they're doing. And some people, as y'all know, like to have sex with people, multiple people at one time. And I'm saying it to say that's the kind of stuff some people are into. And these are the same people, not all across the board, that are wondering why you know what you know, why you had this knowledge, how you understand this. Kingdom peace, because you was putting your time and attention to stuff that mattered. Again, maybe you always didn't. Maybe some of you did to some extent, or to all the extent. The point is, at some point or another, you chose to learn. You chose to put your attention on things that matter to you. Again, those kind of things may not matter to these people, which is why they don't know. Because they were off in the world doing some other things. They were off in the world doing what mattered to them. What mattered to us was learning, growing, learning of God, walking with God, whatever it is. Scripture, books, inspirational books, spiritually grounded books, whatever it is. The point is, Kingdom people, the reason why you know what you know, and the reason why you have the keys, is because you put your attention on what mattered. And so, because you put your attention on the right things, and you did what God moved you to do in all these things, you now hold the keys. I hesitated right there because I had a moment, and I'm being led to share this before I give you scripture. Back in my days, when I was a kid, no, I'm just playing. I messed that all up. I was trying to do the little rhyme. What is it? Back in the days when I was a kid. Somebody know what I'm talking about. I'm messing that all up. But many of you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me leave that alone. Going back to this. I've always been a learner. I've always been one who was interested in knowledge. I've always been into school, classes, always have been. I did go to school and get several degrees. Outside of that, I take classes all the time. I'm taking a break right now, but I take classes all the time. many online classes that you can do it on your own pace or in all kind of other things. That's my thing. It's what I like. It's what I do. Going back to what I was saying, which is why I have the knowledge and understanding that I have. I just heard, and the skill set, and which is why I hold some keys. Yes, it includes spiritual knowledge as well. But again, it ain't all. Well, I want to say it ain't all spiritual, but anything with God in it is spiritual. Understand me. Anything with God in it, God takes over. Okay? So there were people at one point in time, and this was more so in my adult life, that would make fun of me and say little things like it was something wrong with me liking to learn. And I've had people call me a nerd. I've had one, and this one person was an older relative of mine that have one time said to me something I was sharing with them at the time when I used to talk to this person, and they said something like, yeah, rummaging through the book looking to see what class can I take, and they were saying it like making fun of me, like I'm always learning, always taking classes. And in that moment when they said that, I knew immediately they're trying to downplay or make me feel funny about liking to learn and liking to take classes and liking to do what I'm doing. But I knew everything. First of all, anytime somebody's trying to make fun of you for reading a book or liking to learn, and I just heard reading a book because people do they too. If they see you reading a book, some people look at you funny. But how many of y'all know as many of books in the bookstores and in the library that people going to read, the people that it matters to? And I'm speaking more of self-help type of books or learning books, educational. I mean, novels and other things like that are awesome too, because we read those too. But the whole idea is that who would make fun of that except for somebody trying to cause you to stop doing it, trying to make you feel like you're doing something? Who would make you try to feel like you doing something wrong because you learning and you reading and you taking classes? So I was very aware when this person did that exactly what they were trying to do. Now, let me go here. This is the thing for me. I feel like this. While you laughing and making fun of somebody for learning and growing and go to school and doing I'm going to say what God is leading them to do or whatever. What's wrong with learning again? Now, education has its place, and I'm even speaking of college education has its place. Now, there are some scrutinies all up in that, but we leave them things in its proper places. I just had to just say that for some reason. Going back to what I was saying. Now, this is the thing for me, kingdom people. God has me on a certain path. And on this path, one of the things that I can say is like I say in my intro and my extra, if that's a word. We are history makers. We are world changers. We are wealth generators. We are manifestors. We are dream successors. I think I mixed something up. But you get my point. These things that I'm learning and I'm doing is all leading me into that. So I have this thing. I remember I told a relative of mine, sharing this with someone, with a relative of mine. It's been a little while ago. I said, while they were trying to make fun of me for learning and growing and getting educated and all this stuff, I said, they not going to be laughing when I'm the owner of several multi-million, billion, trillion-dollar organizations and companies. It's not going to be funny then. So, kingdom people, I simply shared that to say this. You hold the keys, and that's why they can't let you go. Yeah, they may have mocked you, they may have made fun of you, they may have tried to stop you, block you, curse you, black magic you, blue magic you, orange magic you, spell work you, voodoo you. The list goes on and on and on. They may have did all kind of manner of whatever to try to get you to stop or get you to not get to where God is taking you. Kingdom people, what I am saying to you is the reason why these people now cannot let you go and walk away even though it's over. The reason why, and I just got to say this, some of these people are trying to conjure up a way for you to let them in, which you won't do. But it doesn't take away the fact that they're still trying to think of a way. The point is, the reason why, kingdom people, you hold the key. And they know you hold the key. I'm going to say keys, because that's what I'm hearing. You are holding the keys. You have the keys. But it's because you put your attention where it matters. You put your attention on the things of God. You've done the work. You've done the learning. You're still doing it. You will never stop. It may change forms in a way you do it. But that's just part of life and how things shift and change. But you put your attention on what matters. You put your attention on God. You put your attention on the things of God. And so that's why you hold the key. Kingdom people, they know you hold the key. They know it. And they trying to get that key up out you. Whether it be just in their mind, just like I said, just let me back in your life, or let me in your life, period, because you hold the key, even though they done screwed that up, which you okay with, kingdom people. You done let it go and moved on. They still holding on because you hold the key. Now, you might hold the key to their prosperity. This is the thing to that. They ain't ready. How do you know they ain't ready? Because they did all this, that, and the other. And the only reason why they can't let it go with you, because you have the key, is because they want the results of what they know you're able to get, and in their mind help people get, let me say that. So they want to be included in that, or want to just be that, because some of them don't want you even dealing with other people. Some of these people are so obsessed and possessive over you, they want you all to themselves. Some of these people, you don't even know them, and they doing this with you. Anyway, kingdom people, they know you have the key, and that's why you have the key, because of all the work you done, everything you put in, so that you could have this key. So, kingdom people, I'm going to go ahead and get these scriptures to confirm and accommodate this message here. And so, let's see. I'm going to try to read it from here, if I can grab it. So, we have Colossians 1 and 9 through 10. And it says, "And so, from the day we heard, we have not ceased to pray for you, asking that you may be filled with the knowledge of His will and all spiritual wisdom and understanding." So what am I saying here, kingdom people? It says, and so from the day we heard, we have not ceased to pray for you, asking that you may be filled with the knowledge of His will and all spiritual wisdom and understanding. So right there, you have all with spiritual wisdom and understanding. Now that speaks of you being prayed for, or in this case, the people, the church of Corinth, being prayed for. I ain't doing no Bible study right this minute. But Colossians 1 and 10 is really where I want to go here. So I probably should have just read that one. "So as to walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to Him, bearing fruit in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God." So you walked in the manner of worthy of the Lord. You are walking in a manner worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to Him. So what happens when you do that? You're bearing fruit in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God. So why you know all this stuff? Why you have all this knowledge and understanding? Well, we already went through a whole lot of it. Point is, you've been increasing in knowledge, but you've been increasing in the knowledge of God. You've been increasing in the knowledge of God. You're bearing the fruit in every good work, it says, and increasing in the knowledge of God. They know you hold the keys, kingdom people, because you're bearing the fruit in every good work and you're increasing in the knowledge of God. They want to know, how you do that? How you know? I just told you how. Okay, kingdom people. 2 Peter 1 and 2. 2 Peter 1 and 2 through 3 says, "My grace and peace be multiplied to you in the knowledge of God and of Jesus our Lord. His divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness through the knowledge of Him who called us to His own glory and excellence." Kingdom people, may grace and peace be multiplied to you in the knowledge of God and of Jesus the Lord. Jesus our Lord. The knowledge of God and of Jesus our Lord has been multiplied to you. That's why you know, because it's being multiplied to you. Why? Because you seek it out, kingdom people. And going back to, if I want to go back to that first, to Colossians, because you walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to him. So yeah, you're increasing in the knowledge of the Lord. You're bearing fruit in every good work and increasing again in the knowledge of the Lord. And then it says here, finishing in 2 Peter 1 and 3, his divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness through the knowledge of him who called us to his own glory and excellence. So what the kingdom people, we're actually moving and operating in the knowledge of him who called us. Listen, kingdom people, to his own glory and excellence. Kingdom people, we hold the keys. Kingdom people, you hold the keys. They know. Them over there, them ones, they know you hold the keys. You're bearing the fruit. You're walking in this good fruit. You're increasing in his knowledge and his glorious, in his own glory and excellence. They know you hold the keys. That's why they can't let you go, kingdom people. They just still trying to figure out, how can I get these people, or this chosen one, these kingdom people, to invest in me, is what I'm hearing. They're trying to figure out a way to get you to invest in you, invest in them, to allow them into your life, to collaborate with them, to work with them, to befriend them. I just heard to date them. That's for somebody out there. James 1 and 5. James 1 and 5. Is it James 1 and 5? Yes, James 1 and 5. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. Kingdom people, let me tell you why you hold the keys. Let me tell you why you know what you know. Because you sought it out, and what you don't know, you ask God. You ask God for wisdom. You ask God for knowledge. You ask God for the understanding. And it's being given to you. You ask God to open doors, make ways. Whatever you ask God to do, for the most part, he do. And what he don't do, I want to say either it's not in his will, but I just believe that kingdom people maturing in God are asking for things in his will, because we want his will. His will becomes our will. And some things that if he hasn't answered you yet, it's just that it ain't time yet. Point is, you ask him and he give it to you. How do you know what you know? How do you get this understanding? It says if anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask God. So they're trying to figure out how you know what you know, how you holding these keys that they know you got. Well, you do a lot of asking God for some help, for some understanding, for some wisdom. And then you walk in that. The thing, kingdom people, is these ones they're not coming to God and asking him for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And whatever God is giving them, that ain't what they want. God may see, part of wisdom, getting wisdom, is walking through experiences. Part of what these people see in us, kingdom people, that they want is what is due to what we've learned. What I said, the knowledge, our experience, and what we've overcome. They just want the end result of what they see with us. They just want the keys that we hold. But the reason why we got these keys is because we walked through, and where we didn't know and where we didn't understand, we asked God for some help. Help us, God. Help us to understand. Give us wisdom and understanding. And again, a lot of our wisdom came from our experience. So if they want those keys, they have to walk through some experiences. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to go to God and ask for help. They don't want to walk the walk. They want to come to you and get them keys you got. And it doesn't mean, kingdom people, that they're not some of those that you don't share that key with. That doesn't mean that there are not some of those that you use those keys to help unlock some things for them. But those are the ones that God assigned you to do that for. Them ones, it ain't them. It's meant for them ones to find their own way. What you were to them once, kingdom people, was a catalyst. You are a way shower to point them in the direction of God, to point them in the direction of seeking God. But they have to get their hearts right. Their heart posture is off. They want these things for all the wrong reasons. They want these things for show, to be seen a certain way, to feel powerful, to want to be over people. Their heart is not right. And so that's why they don't go to God. And if they have, God is not answering them, because they're answering, I want to say, with ill intent, but also, or furthermore, should I say, they may be asking, and God may very well be sending them or allowing experiences to help get them on that track. But the point is, even that they have to get on that track so they can obtain this knowledge, understanding, those keys as well, if they choose to. Because we all have free will choice. The same 24 hours in a day we have, they have too. It's all what we choose to do with our time and our energy. It all depends on what we put our attention and our focus on, you see. So, kingdom people, they know you have the keys. They know you have knowledge and understanding and wisdom, and they want it. And again, many of these ones are trying to figure out how to get it from you, how to get you to open up and let them in. And for most of you, it's not happening. But kingdom people, the point of this message is to say, they know you have the keys. And the reason why they can't let go, why they still watch you, stalk you, still trying to figure out ways to figure out how to get in with you, is because they know you have the keys. Okay? Okay. So, kingdom people, I'm 36 minutes in, so I'm going to let that rest right there. If you like this video and or if it resonates with you, just please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Then click on that red subscribe button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Thank you. Click on that bell right next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video, something like this one, kingdom people. Also, if you are interested in any of the services that I presently offer, you can find all the information right down below in the description box. Also, if you would like to support the channel, sow a seed into me and or my ministry, you can absolutely cash app me at cash.me/$L Booker and the number 1. You can also PayPal me at paypal.me/Latricia Booker. You can find all that information down below in the description box as well. So, kingdom people, we are history makers. We are world changers. We are dream successors. We are wealth generators. We are manifestors. We are curse breakers. And we most definitely are transformers, more than meets the eye. Yeah, kingdom people, we are. Kingdom people, I really do appreciate you being here with me. I love you all so very much for spending this time here with me. You already know that I don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. But I will be back to hold you down. Kingdom people, with that being said, much love, light, and peace, and many blessings to you all. That is my time, kingdom people. Jesus girl, she's out. Peace.